Well, yeah,
just
because
because
we're in that generation. We got both. We got the taste of both.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's very true. I mean, obviously we have a show together for around popcorn and pints. I have my show here, but it's also just like it's cool to for watching either a movie or a show to just to get out of reality for a bit. Good, and I don't mean this in a negative way. I don't mean because you have bad shit going on, but just to kind of just chill and visually watch a story, visually watch and listen to a story, and do what we're doing now and talk about it because it's. I think it's important. I do think it's
Mhm.
important. Excuse me, for those reasons, for the whole sitting down. If you watch it with your family, your friends, whoever you watch those movies with, and sit down and talk shows with, and sit down and talk and have conversations with, I think
Mhm.
it's very freaking healthy, and it's something that I feel like most of us do, excuse me, or have been doing since
Mhm.
shit. Damn, near since you could talk. Honestly, I'm not saying you're in front of the screen all the time. I'm not saying that, but
Mhm.
just growing. Like I remember growing up, going to the movies. Like my mother bring me to the
Mhm.
movies, or sitting down watching a movie together as a family, or
Mhm.
some excuse me, some shows too here and there,
Mhm.
more so movies. But I forgot where I was going with this because we were talking about something pre-show and I just hit
Yeah.
record, hit live. But yeah, they're important. They're
Mhm.
really important, and they're fucking dope.
Mhm.
They're fucking dope. But yeah, I forgot what the hell. What was the point of that, James?
It was about how our generation we flip
Ah,
flop.
with movies and shows and how movies are seem like they're a lot more popular than shows. There is a lot of good shows out though. I mean, there's ones that I hear about like Power and stuff like that, and I know there's quite a
Mhm.
few others. I'm more into the horror realm, so like From season 3 dropped a few weeks ago, and 2 episodes. I just watched the first 2 episodes. Me and the wife just watched the first 2 episodes of that. Holy shit!
Yeah, but I think we talked about this before though. But they used to make TV on like Friday TV blocks for
Yeah,
TV shows.
yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah. Block
I mean
programming. Yeah.
TGIF,
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
They don't
and
do that shit no more.
It was all based on the mighty dollar.
Yeah.
it's
And
that.
cable
But
changed everything, and now we're at the precipice of it changing all again.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean
You know,
everything's. Oh, sorry, card.
oh no, I apologize. So there's all these television shows. There's all these movies. There are so many more than ever. The choices are endless, and it scares me because I fear that, the gatekeeping element, but also, what is going to stick around long enough to be legacy items, to be,
Mhm.
Mm,
like as we would say growing up, like who are going to be, our Beatles and Stones. But it's a TikTok kind of world.
Mhm.
And that scares me a little. That a lot of things might just truly go into obscurity outside of being somewhere as a piece of digital coding. Um, yeah, not to be a bummer.
no,
Mhm.
no, you're right.
No, you're right. It's true. And the same
You're right.
thing to blame on that same subject is because you said that there's so much out there now. That's why
Mhm.
the quality of movies are down
Well,
because
is it
people see
TV
everything the
quality?
same
Everything is
shit.
so much better now.
Yeah,
It's just
TV is.
there's
Yeah.
so much of it. So what enters the levels of classic versus really popular at the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Exactly.
and we're getting a lot of that. We're getting a lot
mhm.
Yeah.
of it's popular at the time, and then damn near a year later you forget about it, which
Mm.
kind of
Like
is
all the
shit.
reality, but I can't say all reality programming is very very enjoyable because it's just there.
Mhm.
But no, that can be stricken from the books of television, in my
Mm.
opinion. But you know,
The only
um,
reality TV show I like was Cops because I like seeing people get
Oh, that
tasered.
was hilarious. Hilarious.
I was like,
I like the few, and I'll tell you a few that I watched. I'm
yeah.
not gonna lie to you guys.
Oh, I know one of yours that
First,
I can't believe
hey,
you
you
liked.
listen, not like James. I'm gonna tell you that one. I'm gonna save the best for last.
Fucking Christ.
Kelvin, bro, was good. We miss
What's
you.
up, Kelvin?
You need to get your punk ass back on here again one of these nights, man. You need to get back on here. I want to talk to you about Sturd-o-Vision too. Hit me up. And hope all is well. And yes, blueberry pancakes for life. Shit.
Reality TV.
Reality
I'm just
TV.
afraid I stuck my foot in my mouth.
So ones that I liked. I used to watch like Ink Master. Anything to do with tattoos, I'd watch.
Oh, I did that too. I'm not gonna lie.
If you count like
I watched Miami Ink.
I watch a lot of those. Black Ink, Miami Ink, like all that shit. A mix ink shit. I used to watch the show Tanks, where they would build fish tanks. I technically reality, I don't know.
That's
I
the
don't
good
know.
side of reality TV.
Oh yeah, that is the good side of it. Yeah.
It's you know.
Oh, you guys are
almost
talking
like
about
a
you guys are talking about the wild shit.
or
I'm talking about like road rules and all that nonsense.
All right.
Survivor.
I got more to admit. I got more.
Housewives.
I did not watch Housewives, James.
I don't know how many
Don't put that on my
Kardashians
jacket.
they are, but I think they're like I don't know how many shows.
The Bachelor.
That to me is just lazy programming. Things like American Pickers and Hoarders and all this kind of stuff, or there's so many. They're very focused on interest. So even if it's not necessarily anything that you have to think about, it's programming focused on niche interests, which is really cool. And I know I've fallen into that many times.
Me too. American Pickers. I watched all. Oh, speaking of that, rest in peace, Frank.
My daughter to this day still loves that.
Frank passed away.
That's the good side of reality TV.
American Pickers. Mike and Frank were the main hosts.
Yeah.
Frank just passed away recently.
Oh, rest in peace, Frank from American Pickers. Troy was good. So, all right, I'm gonna tell you a few reality shows I used to watch, guys. College Hill. I don't know if you remember that.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Old as shit. It was a
MTV?
black one in college. It was on BET. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't remember how long it lasts.
I don't even know what the fuck that
I
is.
used to watch that, of course. Real World. Road Rules, I think I did maybe like one season, if that. But
Fuck
Real
Real
World,
World
I was
too.
hooked. The Challenge, I was hooked. I'd go back and watch that shit now. I don't give a fuck.
No.
Jersey Shore for the first few seasons.
Hell no.
Listen, James, I'm gonna be honest. This is Sturdy being honest about the reality shows he used to watch. I said Real World. I'm trying to think of some other ones. All right, I'm gonna tell you one of my favorite ones.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is.
Bad Girls Club.
That is insane.
Bad Girl. It's on Tubi now too. I'm gonna get back into it, and I'm just gonna start giving you guys some recaps between on here and TikTok. That's gonna be my new shit for you.
It's a whole bunch of fucking women.
It's all women, and it's all ghetto. It's like all ghetto ass chicks
that fight every day. They fight each other.
They put them in a house, and they're just like they get along for like the first night, the second night, and then they just fight and argue and just. Listen, here's the type of person Sturdy is, right? I fucking cannot stand drama. I think it's disgusting. On reality TV though, it's fucking hilarious.
It can be entertaining.
I love it. It's just funny. Like because I know it's overhyped and scripted, but it's still just funny because I know there is some realism to it. I'm sure there is. But it's still entertaining for me.
I heard stories. I heard the stories are there is like beef, but the people try to go amp it up some, make it more than it is.
With everything. Because there's situations that happen and I'm like, this doesn't happen in real life. But I don't care. I get it. I watch that shit. There was one I used to watch the towing shows like South Beach Tow.
Oh, they were 100% scripted. Like the repo and shit.
Still funny. There was another southern one. It was like Jersey Shore, but like South, like Florida. I don't know where the fuck they were. I forgot. But yeah, so I have a long history of watching some crazy, weird nonsense. And I'm not just talking horror this time. I'm talking reality TV.
I mean, I think I was a little hard on reality TV. There's a certain type, but I think my thing is it proliferated media so much because it was so cheap to make. So networks to this day are like, oh, well, we'll just make it so cheap. But I also feel the, like extreme element of Like there are many shows about, teen moms, or,
Yeah.
my personal favorite. Oh, crap. I had a baby.
I
Don't
had
flush.
I had
Yeah.
8 I had
Uh,
18 babies, you mean?
yeah. Or, I had 3 children, but my 4th, I didn't know until it fell out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh, so
See,
it fills a voyeuristic thing
Yeah.
for us also, which is honestly can be quite comforting. And this is a very healthy and legal way to do it.
Yep.
well, and that's what I feel about the wild shit with the reality shows that I like, because
Yep.
it's like I hate being. You don't want to be a part of that. You don't want your friends or family to be a part. You don't want to be
Mhm.
around it. You don't want to be just. You don't even want to sniff it out. But on TV, on reality TV, oh my God, give it to me, please. I want the stories. I want the gossip. I want all that shit. I
Crazy.
want to
Mm.
know who Kathy's sleeping with, who
Oh,
Tom is sleeping with. I don't care if it's Tom and Kyle sleeping together. I want to know the story. I want to know
You want to be
why
that
Tom and
fly on
Kyle
the
won't
wall.
be honest about
yeah.
Yeah.
that. No, I don't want to be the
Mhm.
fly on the wall. I don't need to hear or smell or see that shit. I want to see it on TV.
You
Again,
must
I don't
you
want to be
must be
there.
on the you
If
must
you
be on the
could
fly on
figure
the
that
outside
out,
of the
man, you'd
window,
be
on the outside.
rich beyond your wildest dreams.
What's that?
No.
If you could actually just do what you said, it can, and apply it to actual media, you'd be rich.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But
Crazy.
it's so freaking entertaining. Like it's so funny to just watch and just be like, holy shit. Like it would be funny to just go there. Like,
Mm.
let's just set me up. I'm just gonna go over there one of these days, just knock on the door and just ask everybody how they're doing. But set me up, like send me in there when they're all acting crazy. Have security outside just in case. But I'm like, hey, you guys okay in here?
Mm,
Like, yeah, MTV sent me or whatever fucking network it is.
no thanks.
And then wave at the camera, hi mom, and then go about my business. Don't even come back for ever again. Ever again. No explanation. It's just randomly on random reality shows. That's what I want to do.
As my generation would say, nobody would ever want to be friends with Puck, but man, he's fun to watch.
See.
Mm.
Also, pay attention to
MTV's
what I'd be watching.
reality show.
What I pay attention to what I'd be wearing, because it
Right.
would always
Yeah.
be a HorrorWithSirSturdy logo, or if I'm cool with you, it'd be one of your logos. And you just go check that show out. Boom, right there.
The Real World. That was it.
Real world.
Yep. That
Oh,
was
man.
the Cops and Real World. Those.
Cops, real world. Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
The
I'm gonna.
Cops was fun because it was actually pretty cutting edge at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
And every episode had a different theme,
You
like
know what's funny about
stings
Cops?
and
Cops was one of those shows back in the day the family would get together and watch. Dead ass. Because it was just so fucking funny.
hoping one of the people's not your family member.
Mostly, it was like someone sitting down watching it, right? Like, say if I go to my dad's house, he'll just turn it on and have it on. I'll walk in the room and he has it on. I'm just sitting down laughing with him. And then, my brother, if he comes in, he'll come watch it. Or if I'm at my mom's, same shit. Go home, watch it or wherever. And you just end up, it's like one of those things you just sit down and like, oh shit, like this is on? It'll be like, every time Cops is on, it's a marathon. I feel every
It
time you
is.
start watching
No,
Cops,
it is.
it's
Seriously.
like a fucking week marathon. And you just sit down and watch like 47 episodes for no fucking reason with your family, cracking up, remembering like 6 arrests out of all the 3 million you watched. And oh my gosh, I gotta
Well,
watch Cops.
instead of moving your head as you go past the accident, you actually this time get to park and stare right at whatever
Yeah.
you don't want to see.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
fucking dive right in that shit. You're nosy as shit. You're nosy as shit. Holy fuck. But people, the reason why we're here.
Yeah, sorry for our tangent. Her little
No,
rant.
listen. You know what I realized about podcasts? They all start out with an honest, true conversation.
Mhm.
And we were having our
Hopefully.
conversation going already. And I just hit go live when it was time to go live. Well, I hit it a few minutes later because don't worry about it. But yeah. And we were having our conversation. We just kept it going. Now we're gonna let you know what we're talking about. Boom. Grave torture.
Mm-hmm.
How do you say that, Trevor? Or do you know?
Siksa Kubur.
Exactly. And it's on Netflix. It's awesome. You guys should definitely check it out. James, I need you to be honest.
Mm.
What do you think of this movie?
I liked it a lot. Like, I liked I mean, even the lighting. I like the camera work. I like. Usually, I don't like scenes when it's dark.
Because he gets scared.
No, no. It's just because you can never
Can't
see
see.
it. You can't see shit, right? Because you know how they make like if you see, if it's dark outside, I get it. It's dark outside, but make it where we can see the people. We want to know what's going on. But this is like when it's dark, you can still see. It's like
I see what you mean.
it just everything worked. Like when they're in the cave and everything, it felt like the flashlight going in. I don't know. A lot of scenes, it was just when she's in the ground.
Yes.
It's a lot of shit.
I love that you mentioned that part right there and like the scenery and the lighting, because the scenery was amazing in this. It felt, for me, the scenery in this movie made you feel like you were there. The way that they did the camera angles, the way they did the shots, the part where she's laying in the grave and they have the what is it, infrared light? Is that what it's called? Or the fucking night vision on, sorry. That looked so good.
It was infrared because it was
It was
particular
infrared?
kind of camera they got was a really, really high end at that time.
Okay, awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that, Trevor. But the infrared, so the infrared camera, and you're seeing like the whole lighting of it. It just looked like perfect, and I was so amazed with it. And the story, like it was a slow burn to an extent,
but it was entertaining. Slow burn though.
But it was to an extent. Like it started off a little slow, then some shit happens and explode. Like literally, an explosion happens. That's not. I'm not laughing. I'm just saying, like an explosion. You're like, holy shit! Quick. So here's what it is. If you didn't check out my TikTok, here's what happened. I didn't spoil too much, so don't worry. So the family owns. It was like a bakery, right?
Yeah,
it's a bakery.
The family owns a bakery, and just to kind of fast forward, because there's a lot of insignificant stuff that happens that doesn't really matter too much. Besides, you do notice actually that the little brother doesn't stand up for himself, and he's kind of a pushover. That's what it portrays in the beginning. But other than that, there's a guy that comes in. He takes money from the register, and the family's daughter tries to stop him. She grabs his wrist and she's yelling for her brother, and he's just fucking standing there looking dumb as shit. And she calls for her dad, and her dad runs out, goes after the guy to get the money. The guy turns.
Real quick, the guy before that though warned.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh fuck,
was the baller.
He warned the son and said, "Don't go outside. You're safe in here."
Yeah, he well, not only that, he comes. So there's a guy that comes in. He's wearing he's listening to something.
Headphones, yeah.
He has his headphones on. He has a bag on, and he's listening to something. And just comes.
He was listening to the grave torture.
Oh shit! That's right. Because he gives it to the kid.
That was people getting tortured. Yeah.
And he's listening to a grave torture. He's in there coughing, so the kid gets some water and gives him some water. Also, some water. He guys a drink. And the guy tells him, he says, "Listen, it's very dangerous outside. Stay inside. Keep your family inside." Then he went outside. Oh no! And then he gave him a tape and just walked out. And then he went outside, and then his sister came back in the room, and because she was yelling at her dad, and because her dad comes out, or no. Then after that, that's when the other shit happened with the guy coming and taking the money.
Yeah.
And then her dad comes out, chases him out, tries to get the money back from the guy. His dad, actually, both her parents go out there, and then about 2 seconds later, boom, you just see blood, broken glass,
body parts just.
I was
flying.
Like, holy shit! And this was maybe 15, 20 minutes into the movie. If that, I don't even know if it was that long into the movie.
Probably 10.
No, it wasn't. It was very, very close to I'd say
10, maybe.
That's 7 to 10 minutes, but it starts off with a very significant thing.
Yeah.
That the whole movie is based on that number one.
Yeah.
It's so cool how, I'm glad you said that, Trevor, because it's so cool how with this movie, it keeps going back to that and filling you in a little more each time. And I have to go back and watch that because I feel like I missed something from it. So I definitely got to go back and watch that, and I want my wife to watch this. I know.
Well, you're not really missing anything outside of the first. A lot of it plays with memory. and plays also with guilt of what if I did something differently.
Yes.
So yeah, the only real true interpretation in the film of how things happened is right at the beginning in real time.
Yeah. And the girl
So yeah,
wants to
it's always
prove.
changed. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She loses her faith, but
Yeah, she loses her faith, and she wants to investigate why that guy decided to blow up over that tape. What that was
Okay.
he was hearing on that tape, that grave.
Oh, she wanted to see if the grave torture was real.
Yeah, I wanted to see if it was real, so she started investigating it.
Do you mind if we go back to the gentleman that had the tape and was the bomber?
Oh no, go
Okay,
ahead.
so this yet again is another movie for Junko Anwar that you can get a kind of ballpark idea of when it's going on, probably somewhere 2005 to 2020. There's no real date, but as far as the technology and stuff of that nature, it gives us this kind of fantasy feel. But okay, so the bomber, the significance of the bomber. At that time period, and why it's important is that there were large numbers of suicide bombings in Indonesia, and they were from Islamic fanatic groups, extreme fringe, which a lot of this film is about extreme fringe religion and all that kind of stuff, which we'll touch upon later. But the purpose behind him doing that, especially now that he supposedly has stumbled upon evidence of a dogma of Islam of the grave torture, he does it so he can automatically be forgiven. That is like so that in that, remember, this is a fanaticist element of this religion. Yeah. So by doing so, it is a sacrifice that will get you to. Yeah. But that's, that kind of fanaticism is so much part of, religions for beginning of time. So, but that's the important element of the bomber. So, it's one thing to be like, oh, wow, this guy just told me to be safe and not go out, which would be like, what's this crazy mofo talking about? To a time period where there is enough fear that by saying that to Andil should have been bomber. Now, of course, he's a child. He can't think that fast. But that's where that tension comes in. And the one time that Sita, goes back to the bakery, he does tell her it's a bomber. And that's why I said about, there's really no truthful interpretation, and even that is a memory, except for the beginning of the film, what happens to the bakery.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, this is a pretty deep film, which I really enjoyed. And then like for me, for movies that I know this was a slow burn, but it was a slow burn in a way where it started, where it had that explosion scene, that fast scene, then it kind of slows down for a little bit. But it has such a good story when it slows down to where it doesn't bother you. And then when it picks back up, it's worth it. You know what I mean? So it's not it's not one of those slow burns where you're just like, oh man, I watched this whole movie and then it ends like this. You're just like, oh shit, this is
the ending of this movie is up for much interpretation.
Yes.
One of the big themes I noted, and this is the thing. Okay, so Joko Anwar, I did some research on him. So he was a director of this film and also the two previous Indonesian films that we watched, Satan's Slaves and Satan's Slaves Communion. So he is best described as one part William Castle and one part James Wan. He has won 3 director awards that are called Citras. that are best director for an annual Indonesian film festival. He almost does everything for his films except for actually filming it. Produces, directed, writes. He's an auteur. He's doing something that is really special. And he's, I think, the one of the newer hotspots of horror is Indonesia right now. And, that's why I make the James Wan connection. Whether you like him or not in the long run, James Wan changed horror in a time that it needed somebody to kick it in the ass. And Joko Anwar is doing this for Indonesia and doing it in such a referential way to not just the crazy cinematic past of Indonesia, but also really, building upon their equivalent of the universal monster. That's so awesome. And it gives it, even though the stories could be, rewritten slightly and be anywhere, there's this Indonesian atmosphere that he keeps from the really early out there mystics of Bali, things of that nature. So, number one, this guy is figureheading a movement that hopefully might have as much of an impact as, I don't know, not necessarily Japanese, not necessarily French, but, like Mexico for a short time was. So this movie and his other two have made me very excited about deep diving, not just what I was interested before, which was the older, bizarre cinema of Indonesia, but also we know Joko can bring the goods. But
Oh,
who
hell yeah.
else out there is also bringing the goods? Is it a movement? And that's a term a lot of people use to about music, but in film it's the same way. You'll have these just patches of immense creativity, sometimes in genre cinema, and it's just, and some say that he is too much of a showman and everything, but I mean, the same thing's been said about Quentin Tarantino, and Joko, in my opinion, is Indonesia's Quentin Tarantino because he's so reverent to the bizarre and extreme and so distinct history of Indonesian cinema. So yeah, so there's my little banner for Indonesian cinema. So
Nice.
And I agree with you. I know you kicked it off, Trevor, with saying the Indonesian horror is really stepping up lately. And James agreed, and I agreed. As I'm watching this movie, I was like, yes. And I'm thinking of the past few we watched, just last week, right? But
I mean, I could be
and,
like 2 years behind too. So
and same director, I believe. No, but I'm saying though, it's just something that to where it's kind of cool that it's coming out. Like as far as us, we really love foreign horror, and it's like all of us talking about it now, and it's kind of we're seeing these 3 in a row now with the
well,
Satan's Slaves movies, and then now, well, not in a row, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, same director.
it's
Shocking. He's like
yeah.
he's on a
Really good.
good
Well,
streak.
it's almost. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. It's almost more accepted in martial arts cinema. I mean,
Yeah.
martial arts cinema is almost like they're trying to outdo each other and everything based on country. So it's really nice to see this starting more. And you got to give major props to Shudder because they seem to be doing an amazing job of propelling these things into the United States. But no, it's just there's a feel, and I'm really, really excited to explore more and see if
Same.
the desire for quality is the same among a group of directors right now.
I hope so, man. I really hope so. Just so again, this whole, watching all these foreign horror movies,
Mm-hmm.
it'll give me more another country to be like, okay, you know what? I know I love like the Korean horror, the the Chinese and the Japanese horror and all that, but now let me check out Indonesia. And right now, Indonesia is giving me a reason to like really want to explore some Indonesian horror
Mm-hmm.
from these
Well,
again, from these past few films, these past 3 we watched, I can say for sure. I'm sure we watched more than these 3, but just the past 3.
Yeah, these seem like, it seems like a great time for this country and that country's for that country's cinema and that country. But one of the things that makes it so cool is there's such a deep and truly gonzo history. And it's so rewarding. I mean, this is a country that even had its own cannibal film. It's just, yeah, it's got a long lineage of films, and it's nice to see that the horror genre seems to be healthy with it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's freaking really good. And honestly, I feel like you're right. It is coming at the right time, just when horror seems like it's really getting the respect I feel it deserves in a way, not fully, but in a way, it does seem like it's being a lot more recognized. I mean, shit, Terrifier was the #1 movie this past weekend.
Yeah,
That's saying something.
definitely. Well, these are also, so far, the 3 of these films also fall directly in the concept of folk horror, which we talked about before, is
Yeah.
amazingly hot, and it's been amazingly hot for years. And it's so wonderful because it's folk horror with roots so deep in Indonesian culture. And those are the things that, keep folk horror exciting.
Nice. Yeah, with the hang on one second. What I really enjoy with the foreign horror and the way that with their storytelling when it comes to religion is I think they take it that extra mile almost. Like that extra kind of we're gonna take it there. Oops, I can't do that. We're gonna take it there and we're gonna do this.
Is it more because of the belief? It's like they're like
Yeah,
really
that's what I
saying,
mean,
like, we really believe in it. This shit is real. Like,
Well,
other countries, I feel when it comes to like religion, I feel like it's more into their culture than it just being religion. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? Like I feel like it's a part of their culture. It's not just. I'm just using Christian because that's the one I can think of. It's like I'm a Christian. I'm not. It's not just I'm a Christian. It's like that's really a part of their culture since birth. They were whatever that religion is in that region of the world. I could be wrong with that, but that's just how I feel with it. It just seems like it's more part of the culture, which people are a lot more proud of their culture than they are of, let's say, religion, unless it's like ingrained in that culture.
Well, I mean, okay, so the grave torture. Now, yet again, this is something that Joko does very well, because the previous 2 films we saw were of a very specific cultural element and religious faction in Indonesia, and to an extent this is too. This is a film that might have disappointed me in the long run, because it does a lot to question religion. It does a lot to look at the concepts of religious and how much mankind creates that dogma. So the grave torture concept does appear in the Quran in the concept of Judgment Day. And basically, it is very similar to a lot of other Judgment Day concepts. But the thing is, you can be tortured leading up to Judgment Day if you have sinned extraordinarily blasphemous or horrible things. Now, of course, as you see at the Islamic school, which is a really creepy thing to talk about a little bit later, about religion and power. They are doing what you would find at a fundamentalist Christian school. It is fire, brimstone, fire, brimstone, fire, brimstone. And that's where the dogma of this really lies, because it is mentioned, but it's like a lot of things with religion. It's pulled out, not necessarily out of context, but it's just there, and then it becomes the overarching theme based on control. control the masses. My thing was the ending can be read basically in two ways. So she awakens after fighting what seems to be the underworld. She awakens in a grave, and she's in the grave with the gentleman who she spent most of her life trying to get revenge on, who was an extremely rich individual that
I was going to bring that up. Yep.
Huh?
I was going to bring that up. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, there you go. No, go. Keep going.
Oh, extremely rich person who funds all these Islamic schools and orphanages. And that's where the line starts to blur. And you see that with actual confrontations among people who are part of the staff of those schools about, well, we can't do this. This is not right. Literally, he was paying to have little farms that he could do with children whatever he wanted.
Whoa.
A truly vile human being.
So, you didn't get that part, Aaron?
No, it's just like hearing it is just sounds.
Okay. Because that's what he did to Adele.
You said about Adele not being.
Yeah.
He seemed kind of like, not like a go person, things like that. There's a time lapse in that between Sita getting him out of the car and him in that house.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that child went through?
Mm-hmm.
Why would he be so pissed about her trying so hard to disprove a belief to the point that she's caused a frenzy? He doesn't want that out. He's a very sad character. And I think a lot more of this film deals less with, what happens in the afterlife, with much more about how our guilt, mostly unneeded and for no reason, of our past haunts us to the point that we suffer, by living.
I got a question for you, Trevor.
Wow.
So this is the only part I'm slightly confused about in this movie is the importance of Ishmael. Why does it keep saying help Ishmael? And that's the only way her way out, basically, if she helps him.
I don't know exactly why Ishmael, but I get the impression from the film that Ishmael was his first victim.
The first victim, yep.
Yeah. And so basically she goes into the grave, she digs it up, she's like, I just have to get something. And she goes in and actually discovers what she doesn't want to discover. And that is, she is entering her own mind. And it's mentioned several times in the film. First, you think it's kind of gaslighty, and then you come to an understanding of, once you're without so much oxygen or you're exposed to whatever, you can hallucinate, or at least be in a euphoric state that a lot of things come to mind. So she sees what should be grave torture on the predator as literally being a playground for him to continue the suffering of those people who feel the guilt about what's been done to them. And that to me is a frightening element of the film. And even though the end, when she wakes up in the predator's grave, and it is probably one of the most satisfying gore scenes you will ever see, I think so the two options with the ending. So they, her and Adele start moving away from the grave. Adele most likely is going to die. And we've just seen, I mean, literally seen one of the two angels, Mukhar and Nakir, looking at, I think his name is Aurora or something, I forget, and basically being like, okay, we're going to keep doing this until you have surrendered yourself. So the one theory is that look is one of the angels is now judging her. So making all of her arguments wrong. That it just doesn't smell right to me, considering his other work, and it's too. I think it honestly is. It's almost. I hate to use this, but it's almost like she's being judged now by somebody who is going crazy. And she dies having hoping to help people, but instead starts this bizarre viral thing that leads to it doesn't go into detail except the cities are basically on fire,
especially in the nursing home that she takes care of people. The one guy cheated on his wife. She dies in a dryer. Gets her face ripped off. That was pretty cool.
That scene there is something I said something in the group chat. I forgot what I said verbatim, but for that dryer to pull her scalp like that, first of all, twisting her body around in the dryer like that was it was amazing. With the door open, on top of that, the door wide the fuck open. Just mentioning that, and then catching her hair like that, I thought that was a cool ass scene.
It was.
It was a cool
scene. And everything
the skull looked. Don't get me wrong, the skull did look a little cheesy. Is the easy face looked a little cheesy, but I did like it. I did enjoy it.
I liked it.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
That was another reason why I didn't care for the ending if you read it as, okay, now you are going to be judged. So the ending would literally be like, oh, I've experienced this. I'm a believer no matter what. There are so many elements are just blatant hypocrisy. And it points so much to things being so hypocritical. I think there's much more to the ending than you obviously take from it. At least I hope, because it is a movie that shows its time period, that it can make such distinct statements about religious systems and dogma and guilt and fear placed into you. So this happens. So many people all over the world deal with that. So if it was, oh yeah, she just believes everything in the end, I'd be like, so I'm gonna say it. That's not how it ends.
That's
because
fair.
it would be really freaking lame, in my opinion.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'd be like, oh, you believe this now? Can I kick you? I mean,
is it something you would go back to for this movie?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I think there's a lot. I mean, the one thing that I would love to do is do a little bit more of a deep dive on actual Indonesian folklore too. Because that's just all that stuff kind of lives together. And especially with such cinema that is so steeped in the folklore of the area. And it's a big freaking area. It's massive. Some islands you can literally walk across, but there are so many. So you put them all together, it's a really big country and very heavily populated.
You're gonna have fun with that, Trevor. I know you are. As soon as you dive into it, which is awesome, and I can't wait to
I'll
hear
forget about it and do something else, and then I'll
No,
remember when it's too late.
no, you'll remember because of just the foreign horror we've been discussing for the past few weeks and for the rest of this year. It's gonna click. You're like, oh shit, boom, Indonesian horror. Which wow.
That end scene though, the gore and that demon thing that came out.
Mhm.
That scene was cool. Where his head was keep getting smashed by the
Smashed
freaking
in, then growing back.
that was so cool. I was like,
I
damn.
was like, holy shit!
Oh,
I
the
wasn't
effects
expecting
were
it.
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, and there are so many movies that have depicted hell, and there's some that are just so legendary. But this film, I think, with how it built up the concept and the fear of grave torture, uh, it it was impactful. I mean, it definitely touched those vibes of some of the early torture porn, because even though you hated this person, it became uncomfortable.
Yeah,
So, mhm.
that's fair to say. That is fair to say. What do you
Yeah,
guys rate
so
this one? James, you want to kick it off?
I'm
You
gonna
got
give
it?
this one an 8.
8? Nice.
I really liked it.
How about you, Trevor?
I'll go with 8 with James.
I gave this one a 9. I had such a good
Awesome.
time with this. Just I enjoyed the story, and again, the
Mhm.
visuals were awesome. The acting was great. It's a breath of fresh air. These past few movies we've been watching,
Mhm.
it's been
Well,
a breath of fresh. I'm not gonna lie, because I do love bad horror movies,
mhm,
but it does feel good to watch like a
mhm,
few, or actually, it was more than a few good horror movies. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I understand why people only watch good movies, because I still don't understand that. But
mhm.
I just
So
know at one point there's gonna be a crazy run on some bad shit. I'm gonna be missing these moments right here that I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
But where I'm going with this is crazy.
Mhm.
I want some bad sprinkled in.
Well, it depends what you consider bad.
I know, but like, and I don't mean like purposely bad. I just want
Mhm,
something like we throw on here and it just happens to be on here, and we're just like,
mhm.
and I want bad, but for conversationally bad. I'll say.
Well, I think I threw you a couple of the older, like early 80s Indonesian films. And after doing 3 Indonesian films from this, time period, it would be cool if we did end up doing a older Indonesian film, because even though they are so, I mean, the new are so referential,
Mhm.
it's just, yeah, you just have to see it to believe it.
Oh, I would love to
Yeah.
do an older Indonesian
Mhm,
film. I'd love to.
mhm.
Figure out you spinning the wheel for next week.
Oh, good thinking, James. Good thinking. Got it pulled up. Yeah, all right, finished.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw.
Don't we all?
Hey, ODB reference, always down for that. Big baby Jesus.
Oh, here's this one.
Mahakal.
Oh, you're
Yo,
gonna have so
is
much
this a rip off
fun.
Freddy? What's going on here?
Yes.
Yes, it is a Indian rip-off Freddy, and it has at least 4 musical numbers in it. And
Oh
one of the
my gosh.
characters is obsessed with 1980s. Of course, that's the time period Michael Jackson.
Oh
Oh,
my
So you
gosh.
guys are in for, and there's so much Indian genres. This is
oh,
another loony area of the world that just
Oh, I'm excited for this
beautiful,
one now.
beautiful exploitation.
uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Raw.
That's ooh,
This one's
baby.
from France. I just found this one
Ooh.
today.
Raw.
Oh, this is a very good film.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. See,
This was one of the last of the really, really good.
And Aaron, I don't think she takes it raw. I think she's eats stuff
Yeah,
raw.
it definitely connects with the French extreme and pulls a lot of influence. Good stuff. It's going to be a fun week, because the first film will make you laugh, and that is totally fine.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. A rip off Freddy's gonna be fucking awesome.
it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I am
Yeah,
excited.
those are two
Yeah, we
really
need more
awesome films.
movies. We need to put more movies on there, huh?
Well,
Oh no,
I
wait,
need- I-
November. Never mind. You need one
yeah, I
more.
think one more, and then I need to
Yeah.
just load up the November wheel.
Yeah,
Mhm.
November.
Black
That's
and
right.
white, which I hope you're
That's
sticking
the
around.
black and white one, isn't it?
Yeah, black and white. Yeah.
Ooh, yes,
Because that's
that'll be fun.
I can't wait. I can't
Mhm.
wait because that's gonna be fun as hell. I'm so excited for black and white
We're
that
doing Strangelove, aren't we?
I forgot. I know Mick sent me a few movies for it, but
Okay.
I forgot what he sent. I
I
gotta
know it's an interesting one to do because it really is a horror movie, but it's not what you think.
Strange Love.
Doctor
Doctor
Strange.
Strangelove. Yeah, I thought
Strange Love.
All
I
right,
thought that was on the list. I might be totally wrong.
I seen that a long time ago.
It might be, but
I
I'm not.
forgot what it's about.
'Cause there was
Honestly.
one on Mick's list. I was like, oh wow.
I'll
He
have
had a
to
good
ask.
list, but there was one that was like,
Matter of
that's
fact,
hot.
if I remember, I'll ask him tomorrow
Cool.
about the black and white wheel, the
Mhm.
black and white movies, because I forgot. I'll throw that wheel together
And
tomorrow.
these are all foreign, or is it just any black and white?
Any black
Foreign.
ones? Oh, okay.
Oh
Then
yeah,
he
it's all
did-
foreign.
Oh,
Okay.
then I must be thinking something totally different.
I believe it's. I gotta look. I don't remember. I believe it's foreign because I wanted to finish
Mhm.
for the rest of the year with foreign movies. I've been
Mhm.
having so much freaking fun with these movies just because you get different variations of stories, and even if it's paranormal that we have them here, yes, but you get just a different way of it being told. More times than not, a better way of it being told, more believable way of being told, and I like that they take it there when it needs to be taken there. I love that shit. I love the fact that an old lady in a horror movie can make you jump from them, or a kid can make you from them more so than in ours. It's not the same because it's always the same. You know, it's always like the same little thing to try to make you jump when you see an older person or a little kid in our movies versus theirs. They have so many different ways, and even if they do use the same way, it still scares you in a way. It makes you jump a little. And you're like, oh shit.
Oh, kind of off that, one thing we didn't touch upon with the movie that is something I always love is the use of visual technology. And technology in general, not just visual. So you have the cassette in the beginning, and that cassette is, of course, handed to Adil by the bomber, and he is basically told like that this is proof of grave torture. And since he has proof, that's why he's going to sacrifice himself so he doesn't have to. But where was I going with this? I apologize.
Technology.
Technology, yes. Okay, sorry about that. And then you have the video camera. And the video camera is definitely looking like, mid 2010s, pretty good video camera. But it yet again brings in the idea of like she sees this stuff, but it's through the eyes of another lens. So,
Yeah, that's true.
whenever did her full hallucination or dream ever end? And yet again, the idea of tape and technology brings back to the idea of, and it's touched upon in the film when she goes on the television show, of the ability to alter and change. And you can't walk away without yet again saying it's really awesome to watch an Asian film make references to another Asian film, because there are tones of Ring in this film. So
Yeah, man, I'm loving this run. I'm loving this run, but I'm gonna say it again. Just not even like super terrible, horrible, bad. Just something that's just like that was a bad movie. But
Makahal, and it's like 3 hours of it. So
Oh shit.
I think it's 3. Maybe just 2.5. But Indian movies are rather long because the formula almost always has song and dance. So it can be a total and complete slasher film. And if it is being promoted to a certain level, it has to have certain
That's
things.
hilarious.
It's not all Indian films, of course, but there was a time that, that was part of the formula. Like, okay, you want a successful film, bam.
That's hilarious. You gotta sing and dance.
Yep. So
man.
when people start dancing and serenading each other, yes, this is supposed to be in the film. Don't, change your knob. So
That's
wait,
great.
that didn't sound good. But
I can't wait.
yeah.
Me either, because I'm just the way the dude's dressed and the glove. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm so excited. Yeah, because yet again, you're looking at a country that has exploitation cinema that is so amazingly distinct. I'm going to say you probably will have never seen anything like Makahal, and
Okay.
I'm curious to see what your take on it
Ooh.
is.
Ooh, that'll be interesting. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. I love when we get into those where it's like, not only have you never seen this movie, but you've never seen a movie like this movie. Like, oh shit.
It was made in the 80s, so right there, no matter where you were in the world, it's still the 80s.
What about that? What's that? That Repo Opera, or was
Oh,
that?
Repo the Genetic Opera, the cyberpunk.
Or is it like that? Is it like that?
No,
With the,
no, no,
oh,
no, 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 nothing like that. But
Okay.
that is a phenomenal film, and it was a
yeah,
phenomenal stage
because
musical.
they had singing that in there. Yeah, they had singing that out of
No,
nowhere.
that is because it originally was a stage.
Oh,
Thing.
okay.
No, this
Oh.
is more like drama issue. Camera moves to field in which 4 of the characters are dancing and singing very happily in Hindi. Then back to what we're doing.
Okay.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
That's
So
interesting.
it's abrupt.
It's like a cut scene where they're all friends having tea dancing. Then they're like, okay,
Yeah.
let's get back to it.
They just
That confused the hell out of me.
there's so much of it. It's so wonderful.
That's
Like,
awesome.
Are we fighting or dancing, man? Make up
That's,
your mind. Are
that's
we fighting
awesome.
or dancing? Holy shit, that's fun. That's fun.
Cool.
Oh man, you guys better pull up for Tuesday. Be here at 8.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna have some fun.
I'm excited what the guys from Video Clerks are going to say about it.
Oh yeah,
I
feel like that's
Especially
like
if either I don't know if either of those guys are super hardcore Nightmare Before Elm Street fans, but
I believe they both are.
that's cool. I like to get people's take on
They're probably gonna be
other
pissed.
countries' ripoffs.
I gotta make sure my brother Henry sees this because he loves
Cool.
Freddy too. So I'm gonna make sure he watches this. Try to at least.
They're like, what the fuck are we watching?
Yep. Listen, you're welcome. That's all.
Shit.
Just say you're welcome.
It's gonna be a good time.
Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. And then yes, I feel like it's the perfect movie for the Video Store Clerks. It's gonna be so ridiculous. Oh man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun, people. Make sure you guys are here next Tuesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and next Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and this Saturday over at
Chad said he'll be there.
hell yeah. So we got confirmation. The Video Store Clerks will be here Tuesday for that movie. Cannot wait. Cannot freaking wait. But yes, Tuesday, Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Come right here. Check us out on HorrorWithSirSturdy. 9 o'clock Saturdays. Every Saturday, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Come check us out. Next Saturday, we are taking a little break. We're taking a little breather. And then we're going to finish off with the Harry Potter series. We'll be back we're back this Saturday. We are here this Saturday, 9 o'clock. So be there. And Ambassador Media. Check it out. Links are all in the description. This was a great time. And again, this movie is on Netflix. It is on Netflix. Not a sponsor, but can be. Netflix, talk to me. You guys should check this movie out. You guys should check this movie out. You really should. I mean, shit. It's 2 8s and a 9. Just saying. 2 8s and a 9. Good movie. Was it perfect? Of course not. Nothing is. Well, there's a few things.
You know how I felt about Vi. So
yeah. And
everybody's
what
got different takes.
You know what I love about stuff like that though is we all have like there's just like a certain movie, no matter how good or how bad everyone else when we're having these discussions thinks of it, we just for whatever reason you just fucking love it. It just hits whatever it is about it. And what makes it even what makes it even more fun, or you can even say almost funny in a sense, is it's not even in your favorite like subgenre of horror. Like my favorite subgenre is slasher. So it's like you know what I mean? So it's like if you give a slasher, for me, if I give a slasher a couple more points, it's like, okay, he loves slashers, so you're gonna give it a point or two.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it's like that other one, then you're just like, I wasn't expecting you to like this at all or that fucking much. And it's just like, I get it though. I get it. Like with Vi, I was just like, there's something that Trevor's seen that I just didn't understand or whatever. Even with the explanation, I'm like, I get it some more, but wow. Wow. But hey, it's dope.
Like I figured, I knew you were going to like this. I didn't expect a 9 though. You gave it a higher score than me, and this is my wheelhouse. I love paranormal shit.
You know what it is
I'm also pickier.
Appreciate you. It just varies. There's just certain, I guess that's what I said. There's just certain movies that just click with me a little bit more, and this one for whatever reason just did, like with the storytelling, the acting. Again, it wasn't perfect, but I just had such a good time. And yes, it was a slow burn, but it wasn't a slow movie. It didn't feel like a chore watching it. It didn't feel long. I think it was only about an hour and a half anyway, but I'm saying it didn't feel long either way. Like there's slow burns that are hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes that feel like they're fucking 3 hours long, and it's just like
I actually came very close to the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh,
it's paced beautifully. That's why I say Joko Anwar is so important. He makes damn good movies. He's a damn good technician, and he picks really, really good people. And again, it's like, I hope that, there are other directors out there that are inspired enough by his work and popularity, because he's very popular, very, very popular in Indonesia. Indonesia is a country that, cinemas were so important that there was an element of them that would literally be outside during the dry season. So yeah, I mean, cinema is such a part of life of Indonesia. So, let's just hope that these films are examples of, something bigger.
I think they will be. I really do. I really freaking do. And I mean, the only cinema I really pay attention to worldwide is horror, as far as like trying to find everything. So, and it seems like it is growing around the world. I mean, this movie just came out this year.
Especially thanks for Shudder.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Netflix.
Like having, I think that's a positive. Which I guess that's a positive. That's another positive you could say about the streaming thing is we do have more access to seeing movies like this because it's on Netflix, and other foreign films that would be a lot harder to get a hold of via physical media, just because the ones that don't make it over, the ones that in physical media don't make it overseas for whatever reason. I don't know if it's finances, whatever, for whatever reason, but say if it's like, okay, you know what, I can do this on streaming because I don't have to distribute, let's say 50,000 movies. I only have to distribute this. I only have to upload this to you, give you guys this to upload it, or whatever the case may be, and that's it. You guys have the license. It's gonna be on here for blah 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 blah, and then you know what I mean. And so that is a plus with stream, because I know we always have these conversations about streaming and physical media. I still love physical media more, I think, but both can exist. I think both should be around. Both should be around. I just wish, honestly, if streaming just kept everything on there, I'd like it a lot more. I understand the whole licensing and finances shit. I honestly wish it was like one streaming platform, just one, that had every movie on there, and fuck it. If I had to pay $30 a month, fine. I'm just using one. But you get every movie ever, whatever. All you guys can chip in or whatever, and kind of, you know what I'm trying to say. But that's for another time. Appreciate you for popping in, Chad. Appreciate you. Can't wait to have you guys on Tuesday. It's gonna be a fun fucking time.
I'm looking forward to it.
But we are gonna get on out of here, people. I hope you guys have an amazing night. Don't smoke crack. That's some sturdy advice for you guys. Don't smoke crack. And
I back you on that.
Yeah. Do some push-ups and vacuum tomorrow. So don't smoke crack, do some push-ups, and vacuum tomorrow. Those are my 3 things.
I'm not doing the vacuuming, or fuck that. But
I'm not necessarily talking to you two. I'm talking to the people. I know James ain't gonna do vacuuming tomorrow.
I do dishes.
Yeah,
that's my thing.
I'm gonna be like Shinehead and give me no crack. So
Oh
Got
shit! But
it.
again, people, links are in the description. HorrorWithSirSturdy. Popcorn and Pints is under the Z Network umbrella, which is the other podcast under you guys should definitely check out. Ambassador Media. We're gonna wrap this one up, and yeah. See you Tuesday, people. See you Tuesday. Actually, no. See you Saturday. I want to see you guys Saturday. Popcorn and Pints. See you in nightmares. Deuces.